Hello, well met. Welcome to the next episode of Greymantle. I am joined here by the illustrious Jen, who is here in real space, neat space. That sounded weird. I won't say that again. And the rest of the Greymantle team online, and it is good to see you all. I am Eric Scott to be the DM of this particular campaign and other games on the Dungeon Scrawlers. We have a whole host of different things that we run all the time. Mondays and Wednesdays tend to be our days. This week, I think we have Trevor's continuing game on Wednesday, and we will be back with Path Arcana the following week. But tonight, we have the continuation of the train job. And before we get to that, I'm going to kick it over to Allie. Take it away, Allie.
Hello, everybody. I am Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie for short. I am, as ever, playing Sparrow, who I love because she is the best. And yeah, I'm a writer, game designer,
Feel that
and
way about all their characters.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I'm a writer, game designer, and TTRPG streamer. And well, today I want to, as always, tell you a little bit more about one of our sponsors, which would be Idle Champions. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons and Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Farida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels novels. And hey, you say those names often enough, you start pronouncing them right every time. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Epic Game Store, Google Play, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com.
We forgot the order.
We did forget the order.
Amanda, you're next.
Yeah, Amanda, you go.
Sure. Okay, I'm next. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Cherry. I am an author of contemporary and historical urban fantasy, TTRPGs, and the occasional award-winning screenplay. You can find me online at Amanda the Ginger on Twitter and TikTok, and www.thegingervillain.com. My most recent release was actually co-written with Eric Scott DeVee over there, who is hiding, called Femme Fatale, came out November of last year. It is an enemies to lovers demon hunting sapphic romance, and we are just about to turn in the sequel, so stay tuned for news on that front.
Forna.
Hello. I think I'm not muted anymore, so
you're good.
You are not.
Hi, I'm Florida. You can find me on Twitch. Excellent. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Ko-fi at Fortiver. No dash in between. Other places with the dash in between, except for Tumblr and like Insta, where I'm at LexArts with 2 X's. Illustrate, play games. Sometimes I stream those things. I'm going to be playing Sounder, and it's going to be awesome.
Sweet. Take it away, Jen.
Hello. I am Jen. I am here.
She was in town at a convention.
Yeah.
If I had known you were 15 minutes up the road, I would also be there. So
you can come visit.
Yeah. My excuse is I normally live in Chicago. What's yours?
Eric didn't tell me.
We've been talking about it in the Discord.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Anyway.
It's
fine.
Anyway, hello. I'm Jen. I run Savage Sparrow Studios, which is an awesome nerdy t-shirt and apparel company, which is why I'm in Seattle, because I was here for SoccerCon and just happened to stay. You can find me on the internet at Savage Sparrow. Tonight I will be playing Oriana, the warlock tiefling mob princess. So I am super stoked, and I can't wait to see how we get out of this horrible peril. I wore my fighting shirt today, and I have my cool spooky skull dice, which are not at all ominous.
Not even a little bit.
Nope.
She will be unable to fudge die rolls because I'll be able to see your dice, probably. It's very dark. I probably won't be able to see them.
They are very cool.
All right. So there is a line between the night and day of Greymantle. From the day, it is eve. From the night, It is morn, a place of endless gray where all falls silent. But what if you do not cross through? What if there you are to remain? Does the course of time falter? Will you ever leave? Will you even want to? And it is this patch of gray that the train is barreling toward, while the Daughters of Darkness are causing chaos on the train. As a brief reminder of where we were when we last left off, the party was split, not entirely through their own efforts, with two of them, that is Oriana and Sparrow, clinging on for dear life at the back of a train car, which has the thing you were trying to steal in it, while Sounder over there, past Jen. I don't know. Pointing is weird in the interface. Anyway, Sounder is on a horse on top of this train car. Sounder is a pretty capable rider, having been accustomed to delivering packages and doing things. And it is interesting riding on top of a speeding train. Now, this wouldn't seem all that difficult, except that there is a creature, a construct, shall we say, a radiant construct that has unfolded itself, unfolded the top of the train car behind you, which is to say, ripped off the top of the train car behind you, and is currently giving chase to what was supposed to be your getaway. Meanwhile, the bard, Anji, is back there with the rest of the knights of Eris, who are all a little bit freaked out. So the creature, the construct, comes barreling along in the tracks. Its metallic feet grinding out sparks as it lands on each of the steps, chasing the train barreling along. And it comes leaping toward you. That is Oriana and Sparrow, with nothing but doom on its face. And then we cut back to 8 hours earlier. Sparrow, you awaken from your trance. Oriana's there, sound asleep, just snoring. And yes, you have found yourselves in the Black Widow's domicile, which is a much nicer word to say than web. And she has granted you space to rest and prepare for your heist, which will take place in 8 hours. And you were awakened by a vision that intruded into your trance. Well, when elves rest, they take trance, going through the memories of their lives, times past, times current, perhaps times yet to come. But this vision is something that Sparrow has never seen. You were standing on a great, vast, empty plain of jagged rock. The skies were red in all directions. And on the horizon was a storm, a great billowing gray cloud coming toward you. You knew that you were not alone, but you could not see anyone else. You were looking around, and your eyes were drawn to the storm, which is still approaching. You could see lightning crackling in the storm, red, crimson lightning crackling. And then a hand, a long, delicate fingered hand laid itself on your shoulder, and then you awoke from your trance. To Oriana snoring.
No.
Look, snoring is not a non-reaction. You can't do anything about it.
Oh my God.
All right, maybe you're not snoring. Maybe you're, lightly
Sleeping peacefully.
sleeping peacefully.
Yeah.
Maybe like little wisps of flame.
Yes.
Little wisps of flame.
There we go.
There we go.
There we
Compromise.
go. Yeah. Excellent.
Okay.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right, Sparrow.
Mhm.
You have fully rested. You cannot
Mhm.
find trance again. You are uneasy. The dream vision still firmly in your mind. And you think that you are not alone, that you are being watched.
All right. I think at that point, with that feeling in mind and that kind of the lingering dream, which I think she feels. I don't think she's terribly like her reaction waking up is more along the lines of, again, this again. Um, just kind of this resignation, this sigh as she slips out of the bed and pads off somewhere, maybe out of sight, out of the room, something, pulls on a robe or something on the way, kind of situation.
Okay. Yes, you are moving through the cold environs of the Black Widow's web, which is stone. The stones are cold under your feet, and the place feels labyrinthine. You can easily lose yourself here. The hallways are narrow and twisted, and if you just wander them, you will find yourself moving in circles over time.
Yeah,
You come
I
out
think.
in the corridor, you see a figure move at the end of the corridor. Somebody who was walking away from you when you came out of the door. And there's a faint hint of like red fabric as a cape or a cloak moves around the corner.
All right. Sparrow's brow will kind of furrow at that, and she'll kind of slowly move off down toward where she saw that happen. Although she is a sort, she never leaves privacy without something in hand to help defend herself. So she does have a knife.
Okay.
She has a dagger.
Okay. All right. So you head down the hallway. You turn that corner and you see the little hint of the red cloak uh, kind of around another corner as though someone were watching. And then as soon as you appear, the cloak moves off down that corridor. You keep following?
Keep following.
Uh-huh. All right. So the pace picks up a little bit, and you're not quite running, but you're walking very quickly, and you're gaining a little bit on your observer. And finally, you come to a door to the outside. The door is slightly ajar, as though someone has just gone through it.
Okay. Very cautiously, maybe even trying to be a bit stealthy, Sparrow, she'll ease the door open enough that she can slip through.
Okay. You end up in an alley, a seedy, close alley with overhangs above that are uh, dripping down as though they're partly melted in the heat. Although it never gets particularly warm here in Nightside. The place gives you this feel of like claustrophobia and closeness. And you see a red robed figure standing there in the alley waiting for you.
What is it? She'll just say.
And it is a kind of gray skinned elven woman with a red jewel in her forehead. And she says, "Have you seen it? You have seen it, haven't you? I
Seen
told you.
what?
I told you you could not escape."
Is this all you do? Cryptic nonsense.
"It is all I do for now. She is waiting for you. You and your snark."
Why didn't she come tell me herself? I'm right here.
Okay. The woman steps toward you. uncomfortably close, right up against you. And she says, how do you know that she has not?
You're infuriating, you know that.
No more than you. And she leans forward as though to kiss you, and then her red jewel on her forehead touches your forehead, and all of a sudden, boom, you're standing on that red plane again. The storm is closer, red lightning crackling in the storm. But this time you are not alone. There's a tall, fey figure standing near you.
There has to be a better way to do this.
There is not. This is the only way to do this. Unless you were to wear my stone yourself. But that will happen in time.
Well, I'm here, aren't I?
You are. I offer you a touch of my power, for it will aid you in the challenges to come.
Yes, well. You've made a lot of promises already, haven't you?
I keep my promises.
Well, so far, perhaps, but what's the price? This power, this aid that you're offering, there's always a price.
You shall be part of my crown.
Because that's not cryptic. All right.
You hold out one long fingered white hand and opens it to reveal a black as jet jewel. This you will carry. This is the means by which I mark you as mine. You will do what I ask, what I speak, what I tell you to do.
And I do this. You keep your end of the bargain.
I honor my promises. I am bound to do so.
Then I am bound to comply. She'll reach out and take the gem.
Okay. So you're holding it. It's surprisingly heavy for being such a small little stone. And you hear thunder behind you and realize that the storm has grown very close indeed. You can almost feel the crackle of the lightning near you, making the air hot on your face. Do not forget, the Shadow Crown says, you are mine. My power, yours, your arm, your body, your soul, mine.
Yes, as you remind me so often. But, as ever, I am your Knight of Sorrows.
And then you wake up and you're in the alley again. The woman with the red jewel is no longer there. You have the black jewel in your hand.
I hate this place. And she'll walk back inside.
We fast forward 8 hours later, and you're staring up at this hulking monstrosity coming flying toward you. And you think again to yourself, oh, I hate this place. All right, the thing lands and just smashes its fist into the train car. ripping off part of one of the walls and part of the roof. You hear kind of a from above. I'm going to need Sounder to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
I mean, would this impact the fact that when we left off, I'm still on the back, but Oriana was very much dangling over the side.
Yes. So Sparrow
Like
is
me holding
standing,
on.
crouching at the back of the car, holding on to Oriana's arm as Oriana is dangling off the back of this train car. Okay, I'm going to need Sparrow to make a strength saving throw,
Oh no.
please.
Okay.
How are we looking there, Sounder? Not ideal.
Ooh,
Not great.
that's a
That's a
19
nat
for
one.
me.
Oh, okay. What'd you get, Sparrow?
19.
19.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, you hold on to Oriana. Like she slips a little bit, but you just catch her arm strong and fast.
Oh, I was wrong. I'm blind. That was it's a 7 for a total of 9.
Excellent.
I just can't see.
Better than a natural one, I
That's
suppose.
better than a 1, yeah.
Anyway, so he goes, and this horse goes tumbling off the train.
Gregory.
As Gregory
Yeah.
is falling toward the lake. Remember that you're over a massive lake on an elevated bridge. As
Mhm.
Gregory starts tumbling toward the lake, like his hooves are pawing madly at the air, and he just starts running through the air, like he starts running downward, and then because he has the magic horseshoes. So Gregory is fine.
No horse.
Sounder is not on Gregory's back, however.
Where is Sounder?
Good question. Oriana,
Mm-hmm.
you are dangling from Sparrow's arm there.
Yeah. I would like to not be doing that.
I'm gonna let you make an athletics check to climb up if you would like. Sparrow's really holding on real strong and real hard.
Oh yeah, she is. There's almost this look of desperation, honestly. Like
That is a 10.
Like, has Sparrow ever held on that hard to Oriana before?
So
That might be part of their issues.
oh my. Yeah, I think it's just a flat 10 because I don't have
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Sparrow's aid,
Mhm.
Oriana, you're able to clamber back up on top of the tailgate of the train car. The construct looms over you. You see 2 more arms unfold out of its chest, like beams of light from sun, ending in these jagged points, and those points point at you and at Sparrow.
Oh, great. Cool. So is it on the train with us?
Oh yeah, it's now attached. Like one of its arms is inside, plunged through the roof of the train car,
Oh.
and it is dragging behind the train car. There are sparks flying madly behind it.
All right.
It's like something out of a Michael Bay movie, but that's the only time I'm going to refer to that.
Cool. Can I use burning hands to try to melt one of the arms that's hanging onto it?
Why, yes, you can.
Excellent.
Let's see.
All right. So, blah blah blah.
Sorry, we turned out all the lights so that it's, nice and dark, and I don't look super, super white, even though I am. So I gotta use the little flashlight here.
Yeah, so you make a dex save.
What's the DC?
It looks like 13.
Okay. So the creature does manage to kind of move away, like parts of it kind of shift and click into place, avoiding the brunt of the flame. So it takes half damage from the fire.
Yes. So that is 3d6.
Yep. So Oriana spreads her hands and casts this wave of flames toward the creature, right into the pointing arms, I imagine.
6, 2, 2.
Okay.
So that
It does a little bit of 5 damage. 5 fire damage. Okay. So you have the arms kind of recoil
Yeah.
a little bit. They are going to make some attacks, though.
Oh no.
Okay. Oriana,
Mm-hmm.
the arm coming for you,
Mhm.
it kind of pulled back from the flames, so it just misses and it stabs into the side of the car.
Okay.
Sparrow, the arm coming for you, hit an AC of 16. Does that hit you?
Unfortunately, yes.
So it stabs into Sparrow.
Ah,
Oriana makes that face. Rewind to 6 hours ago. Oriana, you
Mhm.
wake up alone.
Well, you know, I'm with Sparrow.
And so day, what passes for day in Nightside has dawned.
Mhm.
And so there's a little bit of light coming into the room, casting mostly strange shadows across everywhere
Mhm.
in the chamber. It's full of blankets and pillows. It's a stone chamber, but it's still fairly
Mhm.
comfortable when you sleep on all the pillows you could find.
Excellent.
And but now you see strange shadows that seem to move and twist around, and they seem to caper against the walls like small gremlins of some kind. And you realize that it's a message.
Oh, what does it say?
One of the gremlins looks to you, and you hear a voice, the voice of Dumat, Lord of Whispers. My child, I have need of you.
What is it?
The gremlin holds out its shadowy hand, which kind of parts from the wall slightly toward you. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it pulls you back into the shadows. So you go into this world where
Mhm.
everything is super intense,
Mhm.
like everything is blistering and vibrating, and the world is barely holding together, and
Mhm.
it's dark and frightening, and you're only there for just a few seconds, and then you are once again in a sitting room, which is made up in the Hellfire style.
Yeah.
There are candles, there are smoking apparatus, there are many bottles of various alcohols.
Yeah.
And there is Lord Dumont pouring himself an absinthe.
damn gremlin stealing my shit.
Question. Has Oriana teleported that way before, or is that all new?
Yeah, you
Okay.
hate it,
Okay,
probably.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So I imagine, like she's basically in her underwear. And just kind of is like dusts herself off and like goes to take a seat.
Enjoying yourself, are you?
Why shouldn't I?
Indeed, why shouldn't you? I shall make this quick. You can return to your fleeting pleasures. Sorry, there's a rodent. Yeah, you hear skittering claws up on the roof above you. And Lord Dumont says, I have need of something that you will soon come into contact with. There is a woman, I believe you know her. She calls herself Sparrow. Yes, I'll stop being cryptic. We know you know her. We know you knew her very intimately just a moment ago. You will soon come into contact with an object in her possession.
Oh.
This object is very dangerous and very powerful. You cannot take it from her, but I need you to watch her and make sure that the object does not lead to something worse.
What? And what is it? How did she get it?
She has made a pact. And you, as a member of Hellfire, you know what that means.
Yeah. Like I feel like Oriana's face like is at least like she keeps it schooled enough to remain unreadable, but like that her eyes just do that widening of like, oh no.
Yeah. Like a pact is a sacred thing in the religion of Hellfire. Like that, and it's as common a concept as a lot of, like basic Christian things. You could
Yeah.
say like the pact of hell go with you, and you'd say, and also with you, mother,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, you know how serious he's being about this.
Yeah.
And he says, I have heard that you are also engaged in a criminal enterprise. I do not judge you, of course.
Mhm.
One must as one must. Tell me of this.
We were hired on by the widow to steal something off the train, and money was good. The plan is sound. We have a high expectation of succeeding. Is there anything else you wish to know?
What does the widow wish you to steal?
Jen doesn't remember.
Okay, the widow didn't exactly tell you.
Okay, cool.
Here. She
He
wasn't
said there is a
here.
magical
Mhm.
device or magical artifacts.
Okay.
You kind of got the sense that maybe she wasn't sure what they were
Okay,
exactly,
cool.
but that she wanted her hands on them.
Okay, cool. We were not given specifics. The impression we were left with is some sort of trove of artifacts or devices of high magical power. And the very least being able to look over what those are.
Transported on the Doom train.
The Doom Train. What a lovely name.
Very well.
Mhm.
Obtain these artifacts for her,
Mhm.
but bring one to me.
Anything specific?
I do not know what they are. Find the one that appeals to you the most. Whatever happens, one thing from that train must survive. This is what I require of you.
Very well.
Would you like a drink before you go?
Yes.
He pours you an absinthe. Is there something you require of me? This is our pact, after all.
Why? What did you mean that things could get worse for Sparrow with this thing?
My darling child, things could always get worse.
You seem to have a specific idea.
She has made a pact with a powerful dark entity. You know him saying that and kind of like, oh shit, okay.
And what is this object?
You will know it when you see it.
And I just watch.
Yes. You know what I admire about you and find annoying as well?
What?
Your modesty. You did not ask for very much. It is a mark of humility, so rare among our clan. I shall give you another gift.
What?
Drink.
She looks at it. Drinks.
He did the whole thing of like the
Mhm.
water through the
Mhm.
sugar cube, the whole 9 yards, slightly steaming.
Mhm.
Okay, it tastes like fire, which is what you expected.
Yeah.
Very, very strong alcohol. Burns all the way down.
Mhm.
But it's not just tasting like fire, it is fire. Fire infuses your body, painting new sigils of magic inside you and on your flesh. and like the power is starting to build inside you.
What is it?
Begging for release.
What did you do?
Sips his absinthe. Shaking.
What is this?
Fight it as you will. This is a safe place. Express yourself.
She sort of looks at, I don't know, a globe that's like an innocent globe sitting there, and just not knowing what else to do.
So you fire an Eldritch Blast at this globe, and the globe flies off of its stand and shatters against the wall.
Ooh.
Nice.
Use it in good health. 6 hours in the future, the creature reels back from the flames.
Excellent.
Starting to tip a little bit off the train. Sparrow, and still has this blade stuck through her, pinning her to the wall of the train car. And you were overcome. Well,
righteous indignation.
There you go.
Yeah, so she just like looks at this thing and it's like, how dare you?
So you're gonna Eldritch Blast.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Roll attack.
There you are. Then I started blasting. It is a D20, right?
Correct.
Okay. Aw.
That's not too bad.
7 plus. It's spell attack?
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 plus 8.
Spell attack is
okay.
plus
5. Okay.
It's plus 5. So
okay,
yeah,
so
it's
12.
Okay, well, you do hit it.
Oh.
It's
cool.
It's easy to hit. It's
Yay!
very big.
Hooray!
And you do indeed smash into it with the repelling blast, which does dislodge it from the train car, at least partly. It goes swinging away as its arm that's inside the train car is still there.
Yeah.
And now the thing is hanging off the side of the train car, and you see it bounce off each of the posts of the bridge as you're moving along.
Excellent.
Okay. Anji.
Yeah, I'm standing there watching all of this.
You're standing in the train car with the paladins, who are very agitated.
Bless their hearts.
And you're watching this battle go down. It's getting progressively farther and farther away from you.
Yeah.
The train gains 20 feet or so every round. And the distance is getting faster and faster farther because you're braking and that train is continuing on.
Yeah.
And you see that they are moving toward the border between night side and day side. They're not going to get there quite yet, but they are going to get there if nobody stops the train. You do see something else interesting from your vantage point, which is the radiant construct. It was about to make mincemeat of your friends when Oriana just blasted it and it goes swinging off, and one of its bladed sunray shaped arms jabs through the front engine of the train and then comes back out, and you can see blood dripping off the arm, and then it starts banging on the bridge supports, and the train starts going faster.
Oh no.
So
Yeah, that's not good.
Hate that for us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
10 hours earlier, Anji, you wake up.
Curled in Nellie's lap.
Yes. Anel is looking down at you. Ah, my sweet, did you dream?
Just of you, dear.
I would have it no other way. I am so pleased to see that you joined this little coterie of thieves and scoundrels. I assume you have an angle that you were working?
Mostly adventure, but also paying rent, you know. One
I-
does what one must.
Well, I'm sure this occurred to you, but if you are on this train and you are not engaged in any barbaric hostilities, you will find excellent opportunity to enrich yourself, which might go a long way to paying rent, as it were.
Oh, please enlighten me with details, darling.
She pulls out a key. This will get you into the baggage car.
Oh. Well then.
So while your other friends go about the violence, I'm sure you will find a moment. Perhaps help yourself to some jewels and some valuables.
Could I delight you with a trinket?
You know I like trinkets. Something poisonous, perhaps?
Oh. I shall do my best.
Also, and her tone kind of like gets a little sharper. She says, I have heard that you have associated with a certain thief of our mutual acquaintance. He did not deliver exactly what I asked him to last time, and well, he claimed that he could only make off with so much, but he is a master of his craft, and I think that he is lying to me, and I would see him suffer for the insult.
Say less, darling. For I do not associate with him, but he has found himself associated with me. And if he owes you, I shall make him pay.
In
With or
your
otherwise.
inimitable way, I assume.
Whatever should please you.
It would please me greatly.
Then it shall be done.
Okay. 10 hours forward. Anji, the paladins are like, like, yeah, get him, get him. And nobody's paying a lot of attention to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip right back into that baggage car. Like
Just
log
adjust
the
the hat.
yeah, just oh, this is too much for my feminine sensibilities.
All right, you slip back to the kind of high class cabin, which is thrown into chaos. You know, people were drinking and carousing and having their little business meetings and occasional liaisons. And now everybody is like falling all over each other. And they're like, oh, my head, I have hit my head. So you can kind of like pick your way
Yeah.
through
Oh
them.
no, it's all terrible. Ah, chaos and
And
mayhem and yeah, just creep right back.
all right, and you can head to the baggage car. The baggage car is the car right behind the rich people's car, and it has, well, all their bags. And then there's another guard car behind that, but you don't have to get there, right? So yeah, you step out between the cars. It is still, you know, shaking and unpleasant because you're braking real hard, but there are rails and you can kind of keep yourself steady. You pull out the key that the widow gave you, but you realize that the door to the baggage car is slightly ajar.
Oh, then let's go do this thing.
Okay,
I'm gonna tuck the key back away though. Like if I don't need it, it's not gonna be like visible. I'm gonna be like, hey, look what I got. Like that's not.
All right, so you slide the door open.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the baggage car, you find who else but Tarant?
Of course he's there.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, it's you.
I shouldn't be surprised.
Nor should I.
Well, I'm not.
I'm a bit.
Oh, princess, you can't possibly be surprised to see me.
On this train at this moment, when you knew, and of course you knew.
Well, you chose not to involve me in your plan. You didn't think I was going to take advantage of it in some way?
I suppose I may have underestimated you, but I thought perhaps you would be scared enough of the Black Widow and her machinations to steer quite clear of her plans.
Nothing scares me, princess.
She'd like it if I killed you.
I'm sure she would.
So I shan't.
Well, that's very generous of you.
Doesn't mean I won't make you hurt for it later. Anyhow, what have you found here?
Oh, just a few baubles, odds and ends. He holds up a little art piece. It's like a little bust with a gemstone in it, 2 gemstones in it. He's like, oh, you want this one? He tosses it toward you.
It's not bad. Bet there's better.
Good for my taste. You know, I'm decorating a new layer now that you took mine.
Oh yes, tragic, isn't it? You've lost your belfry.
Yes. To find some new hole. Hopefully you won't come visit me there either.
Seeing as I never saw you today, perhaps I shan't visit you ever again.
That seems reasonable.
Anyhow, let's get on with it. And we just like let's just start opening stuff. Like
Yeah. I assume you're just going through and just finding valuables and just stuff
Yeah.
in your sack.
like if Tarant pulls out anything that I think would be particularly interesting to Nellie, like maybe we're gonna barter a little bit. But yeah, just like I'm gonna pretend he was never here. I might shank him in her name later, but right now it's way more important that we both get off this train and that like I get out with some stuff.
Okay.
So
you find a little jeweled scepter
oh yeah.
with a gemstone at the end.
So that's going like right in the top of my stocking. Like that's definitely for Nellie.
Okay. Just like,
And also I feel like, and this is player to DM here, like that Anchi's gonna know what's real stuff and what's fake stuff. I feel like she's gonna have a sense of what's legitimately valuable and what's costume jewelry and what's decoration. Like so she's not gonna point out to Tarant if he's stealing anything that's made of glass and bullshit, but she is only gonna take back the things that are legitimately valuable and possibly magically active.
he seems fairly adept at telling the difference too. So he pushes aside a bag and finds a chest. And he goes, oh. And he kneels down to the chest and just inspects it while you're rummaging through bags. He pulls his lockpicks out of his sleeves and just starts working on it.
Oh, here. Let me. And I'm going at it with my key.
He says, where did you, and you, yeah, sure enough, it does turn in the lock.
That's for me to know and you to dream about.
And he says, well, by all means then.
And so, yeah, we're gonna open it.
Okay. You see it's just filled with gold and silver and teeth which start extending out of the riches.
Oh well.
And the chest goes.
That didn't go to plan at all. I'm backing up, sort of pushing Tarant toward it.
And he goes, damn it. And then its tongue licks out and wraps around his arm. And it starts drawing him into its mouth.
I have jewels like tucked into every crevice of my person. I am running back toward the fancy people car.
Fall out and stuff as the mimic is attacking Tarant in the room. Yeah, okay. Meanwhile, Sounder. Something massive smashes into the train car. the horse throws Sounder. You just fall off the horse, and then the horse falls off the train. And rather than go with the horse, you fall through the hole into the train car. It takes a second. You're kind of like dazed for a few seconds. And when the world comes back to you, you are surrounded by all the magical treasures that you were sent to find. Rewind to 10 hours earlier. You wake up, or maybe you never went to bed. Maybe you were studying. I don't know. Because you hear voices. You have very sensitive ears from your heritage, right? And your ears perk up to the sounds of voices. Elven voices, you think. But they don't sound like Sparrow. One of them is definitely the widow. You can hear her very faintly down one of the labyrinthine corridors, saying something to someone else who is there. You can't quite make out what it is. Would you like to make a perception check, please?
I would. And Sounder, because she's an awful snoop, is going to burn one of her shiftings to eavesdrop a little better.
Okay.
So, give me one moment. I'm pretty sure that gives me advantage, but let me double check. Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do the thing.
How does this look? How does this manifest?
So when Sounder shifts, like Sounder looks half orcish on a good day. But every time she shifts, she kind of gets the more prominent, like pig-looking snout. You know, her ears go from just kind of big and vaguely pointed to kind of folding over slightly, little half lot going on. And she just generally kind of becomes this, you know, jowlier, heavier set version of herself. The tusks grow a little bit, and it's just, you know.
Awesome. Okay. And what did we get on our result?
I got distracted, sorry.
No worries.
Roll the thing. 17.
Okay. All right. So you can hear the voices well enough to kind of follow down the passage where they might be coming from, and you can hear the widow say, "Yes, it is exactly as you said. I wonder how you have such good sources of information." Ah, of course. Well, you can have the elf, I care not. Do not touch the tiefling, however. No, neither of them, I suppose. Okay, you can do whatever you want with the fire one, but the other one is mine, the pink one. Yes. Fine. So she's having like this one-sided conversation, and you can only hear part of it because one-sided. You're not sure exactly who she's speaking to. As you come closer, you can see her. There's a space where the corridors kind of open up into a wider chamber, and she appears to be speaking to a mirror, which has energy swirling around it and within. So the widow, to remind everybody, is this very dark gray skinned elf woman with long silvery hair, like what we would imagine a drow to look like. And though she is called the Black Widow, she does not actually have a spider motif to her dress or her attire or anything. Instead, she has these massive, long strands of silk that hang from the ceiling down to the walls everywhere in her boudoir, as it were. And when you first encountered her, she was wrapped in these silks and like dangling from the ceiling and approaching you like a aerial dancer until someone threw herself in her lap, which is, you know, it kind of ruined her whole vibe, but just really evolved it in a different way. Anyway, so as you're getting closer and listening, Sounder, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
That's a 14.
Okay. You come very close to, but narrowly avoid touching one of those strands of silk that is hung across the hall. You were so focused on listening to her that you weren't minding exactly where your head was going, and you just narrowly duck under it without brushing it. And then you realize that those strands of silk are all along the wall and hanging down like a web of sorts. And then the widow pauses in her one-sided conversation, a dialogue that is really only a monologue, and says, "Wait." And she looks around. Please make a stealth check. See if you get back into hiding.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Oh, yes. That's a 23.
Excellent.
30.
Yes.
Stealthy wizard.
Well
Yep.
done.
All right, you duck back behind cover, and she doesn't seem to see you. And she says, "I have other matters to attend to." She waves her hand at the mirror, and the image vanishes. And then she stalks off down the other direction down the corridor.
And I feel like Sounder is like holding back a huge just string of curses because like she's not entirely certain that the widow is gone. And she's not going to try and get into that room any further because I mean that's what death looks like. She's gonna head back to where she was originally supposed to be sleeping.
All right.
And was absolutely studying train schematics and the stuff she slowly tried to amass in the last stuff.
All right. So,
however many hours.
You awaken back to your senses on the floor of a train car. All around you are coffins, like at least 20 of them stacked up against the walls. You knocked over a couple when you fell in. And there's a small open coffin kind of near you. And the lid is slightly ajar. And then the lid kind of like shifts a little bit. Just a little bit more. And then a hand comes out of it. Very small, brown skinned hand. And pats at the side of the coffin. And then this child head pops out. looks like just a normal child. Hello.
Hi. Sounder is going to be very careful to just sit in that sunlight is not the word because I don't think we have that problem here in Nightside. Just sitting there in the gray of the the Nightside air.
The dim illumination.
Hi.
Okay. The child climbs out of the coffin. It's a little girl, probably 8 or 9 years old, maybe. Not like a very small child, but like a child, but yeah.
Did all the shaking wake you up? Sorry.
Where are we?
That's a very good question. Where were you?
I don't remember.
Sounder is going to like she on the one hand is trying to keep this kid calm so the kid doesn't start crying and making a bunch of noise and waking up anybody else in these other coffins.
You hear this blast from outside, and the radiant construct goes, flies like around the side of the car, and boom, it smacks into it with a shutter. That was the Eldritch Blast going off.
So much for quiet.
Oh,
To be fair,
the little girl
quiet.
tumbles over toward you.
What would I have to do to determine whether or not this kid is undead or not? Because if they're just transporting people smuggling style, it's not great, but it's not as bad as smuggling vampires.
I suppose that's true. Do you have a spell that detects undead or detects life, or
I don't know that I do. One moment.
you have the spell Chill Touch because it has special effects on undead creatures? Anyway,
No,
so
I do not.
Sounder's going through what you could do in your head, and the girl comes over to you and kind of like tugs on your coat and says, "Who are you?"
Oh, I'm one of the engineers.
Oh, what's that?
I help make sure the train runs. Do
Oh,
you know what a train is?
we're on a train?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
What's
want to
that?
see?
She points out toward like the massive hole in the side of the train car, and you see that the train is barreling toward this kind of gray shimmering field between Nightside and Dayside.
And it wouldn't be uncommon for Nightsiders or Daysiders to refer to it as the gray, right?
No, that would be very common.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's the gray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It
You
just
have
it looks like that.
ears. I
Huh?
like your ears.
Oh well, thank you. Just kind of tugs for a moment on one of them, like, oh, she likes my ears. How weird. Most people don't say that sort of thing. I gotta get up there because I gotta help out with getting the train to slow down because we kind of lost half the train.
The train is definitely going much faster. She says,
Yeah.
"Okay,
So you stay here.
no,
No,
no." She grabs
no.
onto your hand.
Oh, okay, okay. Then you're gonna have to stay with me, young lady, because it's
Yes.
a dangerous thing. This train.
Mm-hmm.
She is 100% convinced that she is leading a vampire child into the front of this train. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Just bluff until we get to Dayside.
It's fine. No worries.
Good, yeah, no.
All right, so you make your way through the room full of coffins, and you realize that on the walls are a series of like sigils and wards that the Church of Eris would use to contain dark magic. The walls that, well, something ripped a hole in. Mm-hmm. I love I love the faces. So good. Anyway, yeah, all right. So you make your way to the front of the car, the little girl in tow. And the door is latched from the inside. So you could open it if you like. Yeah.
Before I open it, what
Okay.
sorts of sigils are on it?
Make an Arcana check.
Ow. That one was a nat one for a 4.
Okay. You're pretty sure that that is a forbiddance sigil, so that anything that the sigil is attuned to cannot cross the space that it's protecting.
Huh. Well, that's a funny thing to put there. So, would Sounder, I suppose Sounder would know a little bit, but I guess, would opening that door break the sigil's power?
No, the sigil itself is just contained on the door.
Okay.
It's not like on the door and the walls. It's just entirely on the door. Opening
Alright.
would move the sigil out of the way, though.
Okay, okay. I mean, the walls are already tore up. Any sigils they had on them are pretty heavily damaged. What's opening this door gonna do?
Fair enough. You gonna do it?
That said, Sounder is absolutely ready to like launch herself backwards if this explodes. So like she is readying a dodge action.
Okay.
Okay.
Gonna
So,
try and open this door.
So you go through the door, or at least you open the door, and you see ahead of you is the engine car that's driving the Doom train. And the actual cabin where the operators, engineers would be, demolished. Like something big and sharp went right through there and like cut it in half. And there are just pieces of bodies in it. No people.
Oops.
There is a corpse leaning against one of the levers, which appears to be driving the train faster.
Oh
The
no,
purple
that's not great. No, that's very not great.
That guy looks funny.
He's having a bad day.
Oh. Are you having a bad day?
I'm having a very weird day. A very weird day.
I'm having a good day
Well, I'm glad to hear that, young lady.
because I made a new friend with cool ears.
Oh,
We gonna
okay.
die?
Not on my watch. So I'm gonna ask you to do some stuff. You're gonna help me out and drive in a train. That's
fun.
cool. So I'm just gonna try and enlist this child in helping her drive the train.
Okay.
Because we need
So,
to control the train.
Do you have any skill with any vehicles? Land vehicles?
I have land vehicles and as part of preparation for this heist, Sounder was trying to figure out the workings of this train, at least in the general sense.
That's right. You did tell me that, and you did make a check, and I do have it in my notes. Yep. Okay. So yeah, you have a basic concept of which levers operate which aspects of the train. You are barreling right toward that. You cross right through the station where you were probably supposed to stop. People just dive out of the way from the train coming by. You smash through some kind of barrier that was probably erected to try and stop the runaway train, which totally failed. And then you think that you're going to get to the gray in just a minute, maybe 2 minutes. So yeah, you want to operate those levers to try and stop the train.
Yeah.
Okay, I will have you make
at least to slow us down.
I will have you make an intelligence land vehicles check, with which you will have advantage because you did some research on this.
Preparation.
I just have to say that I live with a 9-year-old child who likes trains. In fact, he built a Model 1 today, and my mental image of this is, bless your heart.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that didn't help. Oh no. No. That doesn't do that. So one moment while I just roll the thing. Come on.
So there
Meanwhile, I'm in the other half of the
23.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So yeah, you operate the levers. You push the half of the body that is holding one down out of the way.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Yeah.
For a 23.
Okay, you hurl that body out of the way, and you yank the lever, which, good luck, is not stuck or corroded or something from all that blood. And the train, you hear brakes just clench down on the tracks, and the thing starts screaming metal. The kid clings tightly to your leg.
Oh.
And goes, ah, because yeah, it's a little scary. All right, at the back of the car, Sparrow and Oriana. The the construct has climbed back on top of the train car and is now looming over you from, well, the opposite direction it was before. It has cut that car opened it like a tin can, and it's a can opener. Like the really mean kind of can opener that you could probably cut yourself on if you're not careful. That kind of can opener. And now it points its bladed arms down at you. You see that it is slightly damaged, having bashed itself on that bridge many times. Scuffed, broken, torn, bent, but still coming. All right, Sparrow, you have regained your footing. You still have, well, it pulled out the metal. Oh, I never told you how much damage you took.
No.
Piercing damage.
How much?
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's more than half my health, but yeah, that's great. All right.
Big bloody wound in your shoulder.
All right.
And the thing is now looming over the two of you.
Well,
use this sound.
Okay. Is there anything on this that looks remotely like it would be vulnerable? Like I've got a rapier. Like, this is not meant for fighting constructs.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Because I know int is definitely your thing. It could have been a perception check.
That was very close to a nat 20, but 15.
Okay. All right, so you see that it does have a core, a center, which is like a little spinning sunrise with rays of light issuing from all sides. And those rays of light are actually little crackling sparks. Like that is the thing that is powering it.
Okay.
It raises its spiked arms over you, and then all of a sudden it kind of like flips over toward the front because the train car suddenly brakes really hard. Just I'm going to need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Great. At least Dex is my good one.
Another 10.
Dirty 20.
12.
Okay, Sparrow, you're totally fine. Oriana,
Not fine.
you anime tackle Sparrow, obviously.
Great. So we went land on
we
that
always
little...
find ourselves in this position, darling.
Well, not that I'm complaining, but I am in quite a lot of pain right now.
Red is your color.
You're gonna
Thank
try
you.
and-
Yes, I suppose. If I must.
Maybe a bit less red next time.
Uh,
Let's see. So are we prone then, or what
Yes,
happened?
Sparrow, you do accidentally put your hand on Sparrow's
oh
wound.
no.
Ah,
I'm sorry. Sorry.
And yeah, but you do get up. The train car seems to be braking. And I mean that in both senses. It is slowing down, but it is also coming apart because the structural integrity of the train car was utterly compromised by that
Yeah.
construct. And you see coffins flying out of the train car as it bucks and buckles. Many of them are just plunging down into the lake. Some of them are smashing into nearby buildings. Like you can see one just smash into a building like an arrow.
Is anything in there? Like that we could tell? Like as they like, or are they like being held shut solid as they're flying? And
Mostly they appear to be nailed shut.
okay.
You do see one smash into the bridge. It flies down. Oh no, it wouldn't smash into the bridge because it'd be coming off the side. So it smashes into like a rocky outcropping from the city, and you see that there is like a dusty corpse inside.
Oh.
And then it tumbles down, banging off the rocks down to the water below.
Okay.
So you see a number of coffins floating in the water, some smashed into the city.
Does this seem normal for the Doom Train?
It is called the Doom Train.
It's fair. It's fair.
I mean, I don't even know at this point.
All right.
Well, you said did you say the construct kind of went away again?
Yes, the construct. It's like when you're riding a bicycle and you're standing on the seat and you suddenly hit the brakes.
Okay.
That's what happened. The construct smashes down into the engineer car. Sounder, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. See that I like the wizard making dexterity saves? It's real fun.
Why pick this class?
The
Gutter
world-
mage is supposed to be good at it.
I'm just back in the
Most
rich people
of the
car
time.
trying to blend in. I don't know anything.
What
That is a 7.
you got a 7.
So-
Okay.
Mm.
Something smacks into you. You take 10 bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
Florida, yeah. And then you're kind of kneeling there dazed, and this construct is perched next to you. And you can see that it has this like sunburst shaped power source in the middle, which is a red gold gemstone that lightning is crackling out of it. And it looks like it's vibrating, like it's obviously been damaged or weakened because the construct itself is significantly damaged and weakened. And you look at it, and its head looks at you. It has eyes that are just blazing points of light. And one of its bladed arms comes up to point at you. What do you want to do?
Is there any way I can remove that core without further damaging the core? Because I want it.
I'd been planning to just stab it, but apparently it went away before I could got a chance to.
I mean, I'm also hoping to steal it, so like we're all on the same page.
So you're okay. Make an Arcana check, and I'll tell you something about the result. It's like, what do I say? What do I tell Sounder? Make a check. There we go.
That is an 18 for a total of 21.
Okay. With that 21, you can tell that while that core is operative, touching it would shock you quite badly.
Okay.
It is probably too firmly set for like a mage hand. If you had like full-on telekinesis, you could rip it out with sufficient magical strength. If you have some means of inflicting force damage to it, that might push it out.
Let me double check a spell real quick.
Okay.
Because I think I do.
Cool. I'm just saying you could Jedi Fallen Order it. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Push and then that. Sorry, I didn't spoil the game for anybody, did I?
So, magic missile is force damage.
Yeah, that is true. Okay.
I'm going to drop a second level magic missile.
Excellent.
All of the motes of that magic missile are going into this thing's core.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me some damage because those automatically hit. You know, there was a period of time in D&D when magic missile did not automatically hit. Yeah, that's how a lot of people felt about 4th edition. Anyway.
Sounds fake. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
This is a safe place. This stream, we are happy with all editions of D&D. We just
but that was whack.
Big jokes.
Hey.
But I literally played 1st edition and then I played this game, and so everything in between is a big mystery over here.
Yeah, the Ranger in 4th edition had the reputation of, well, if I didn't kill it with the first hit, the second hit will probably do the trick.
I had, I was a Dex tank. It was great. And now in 5e, Rangers got nerfed.
So the first dart does 5 damage, the second dart does 4 damage, the third dart does 5 damage, and the
14.
Fourth dart does 4 damage.
18 damage.
Wow, way to go.
Well done. Well
Just
done.
sits there, looks at this thing at point blank range, and goes, bum, 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 bum.
Finger gun. Pew, 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 pew.
Okay.
This poor little
Fair
toad.
enough. You do blast the power source out of the thing, and it goes skittering across the remains of the engine car.
Yeah, I'm
Okay. And the construct just collapses backward like a puppet with its strings cut.
Excellent.
Okay. So farther back on the car.
Yes.
Oriana and Sparrow. You can see, well, you saw the coffin rain, first of all.
Yeah.
And then you see like an arm from the construct just fall
Oh.
off the side of the train down into the water. with a mighty sploosh.
Crazy.
Okay, Sounder, you want to go and collect that stone?
Yeah, because at this point, Sounder does not think that there's anything we're going to be able to steal from that car that just disintegrated. That wasn't probably either undead or horrifically maiming.
Okay. All right, so you clamber over. The stone is warm to the touch. Like it jolts you a little bit when you touch it, but it does 1 point of electrical damage to you.
Ooh, ooh.
But
Trying to handle it now with the apron of leather, like ooh, ooh.
Yeah. Well, the guy who was shoveling the coal to power the train, or the skeletons to power the train, or whatever the Doom train runs on, had an apron, which has now been cut in half, so it's perfect for doing that.
Nice, I don't even have to use mine.
Yeah, it is blood spattered, but who cares? Anyway,
I'll just wash my hands.
You're about to, like, okay, so the train, at that point, you look up and you realize that the gray is right there. And then you're inside it. And the experience of being in the gray is difficult to describe. It is simultaneously day and night, and everything seems to be floating, weightless, all around you. It is as though your body has risen off of the floor of this car, even though you are still standing there. And the little girl is standing there next to you. The only light is coming from the stone that you're holding and partly obscured in leather apron. And all around you, there are rocks, just big chunks, boulders floating in the air around you, like a slow motion explosion of rocks, like a comet collided with another comet, and you're seeing the results in slow motion moving all around you. The train doesn't seem to be moving anymore. Everything is quiet, peaceful. Sparrow and Oriana, you experienced this too. Slightly thereafter, you're just all of a sudden in this gray liminal space between day and night. The perfect moment, magic hour, if you will. Sparrow, this looks like the shadow world to you. Everything is, it's not peaceful, it's buzzing, vibrating, intense, migraine inducing, right? And you feel, because you're just, it's like you're just sitting there in the shadow world, not moving, not trying to get from place to place, just stuck there. Like your whole body starts shaking, vibrating. It's kind of like it is for Sounder, for Oriana, but you have the added consequence of standing next to Sparrow, who immediately like curls up in obvious distress.
What's going on, Birdie? Are you okay?
I'm just need to move. Just need to move. And she'll I think she'll try to start moving in the direction that she knows or at least recalls the car having been, like the disintegrated car, just trying to like move somewhere.
Roll a d10 for me, please. Just tell me the result.
Okay.
Oriana is following, like Like, no, you are not wandering off alone.
6.
Okay, Sparrow almost walked off the train car, but you can snatch her back.
All right.
She
you
will.
you need to not do that. What? Talk to me. What's going on?
I can't stay here.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
like trembling at this point. Like,
So, let's see. Is it, and it's stopped in the barrier of the between the
It
two.
seems like it. You can
Okay.
look down and you see the wheels are still moving
Okay.
slowly.
Okay.
Like everything seems to be in slow motion.
Okay.
It's almost like it's like moving through a gelatinous cube. But it doesn't feel like that. It just looks like that.
Allie, would Ori know if sparrows crossed the barrier before?
yes, she has, but she's also never described it quite like being like this.
Yeah,
Or
that's
at least to
basically why I'm
what she's seeing, what she's sensing right
Mhm.
now. She's never described it this way.
Okay.
But she has said she's been across before.
Yeah.
Normally, when people cross the border between night side and day side,
Mhm.
they are sheltered from this effect.
Mm.
They're inside
Mhm.
a train car, or they're inside a carriage,
Okay.
or they're locked inside a coffin.
Okay. So in that case,
You are not very far from where you
Yeah.
entered the gray. Like it is literally like just 10 feet behind the train car.
can we go into the so are there any coffins still left in the thing?
There are a couple actually. So
Okay.
the door kind of flaps open.
Mhm.
It slowly, because everything moves slowly here. And you can see that there is a coffin and there is a candle lit beside the coffin. It's just sitting on the floor. And the coffin's open.
Is there anything in it?
You want to drag Sparrow over that way?
I
Or you
kind
want to
of
abandon Sparrow?
I kind of do want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think initially Sparrow might like, because I feel like it's standing still. She had started trembling, but she'd start like thrashing and trying to pull away. But as soon as it seemed like she was being moved somewhere, I think she would have like
Yeah.
at
Just
least
like,
calmed somewhat.
yeah. And Ori's just
Yeah.
like, all right, come on, I'm gonna figure this out. It's gonna be okay. Like
Okay. Yes. In that coffin, there is a long, like 16-inch long rod, like of metal, some
Ooh,
kind of grayish metal,
okay.
which has a number of kind of like rings around it
Okay.
every few inches.
Okay.
And it ends in something that like something that appears to be a skull
Mhm.
from one angle, but like a demonic head from another angle.
Mhm.
Suitably frightening.
Oh, great. Cool. Can I do I really need to adjust my sheet so the warlock has Arcana someday. Can I do an investigation check?
I use magic, but I don't know how
Yeah,
it works.
I
Who
don't
cares?
know. My demon tells me it's fine.
Yeah, you can cast detect magic.
No, I meant investigation or
Oh,
something.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real good. That would be 23
Cool. All right.
or 22, sorry.
That is definitely an arcane implement of some kind,
Mhm.
a rod, right? You're a warlock, you know how to use those.
Sure.
And it is not infernal,
Mhm.
nor is it Church of Eris, definitely not.
Mhm.
That is something darker,
Oh.
more primal, and
Hmm.
more evil.
Okay. Cool.
Also, it would really hurt if you hit somebody with it.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. She will now has Sparrow noticed this rod?
Sparrow is
Yeah, cool.
barely holding on.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
she's like not in a good place right now.
so I feel like Ori will just literally grab the rod and shove Sparrow in there.
Shove Sparrow into the coffin.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
To keep you like sheltered from the thing. I'm sorry.
She will like kind of like be really disoriented as soon as she
Yeah.
lands in that thing.
It'll
Though
be
she's just
okay,
like,
I swear.
Ori, what are you?
So Sparrow,
Yeah.
you have been on this field, the red field with the storm approaching, but like your perception keeps shifting to this vibrating gray nightmare realm, and then all of a sudden, Oriana, who you perceive as nearly skeletal, like pieces of her flesh are missing, just shoves you in a coffin and says, "I'm sorry," and then slams it shut over you.
Okay. I think she's at this point. So as they were stumbling over, I was going to, because I feel like she's panicking. She's been panicking this since crossing that line.
Uh-huh.
I think at this point she has pulled that crystal that she got given out of her pocket and is clutching it like white knuckle close. And then I think as soon as the lid gets shut,
yeah.
she is going to freak. She's going to freak out.
Yeah, you can tell that she's doing that.
Okay.
Okay. So you
Cool.
saw her holding the crystal. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right.
And I think, like, if the lid gets slammed shut, I think she's going to. I think at that point she's in enough of a panic that she's going to call out.
Okay.
Oh no.
So you start saying something, and then the lid slams shut.
Yeah.
What are you calling out?
Trying to think of something suitable here. Just something like, you made a promise, please help me.
Yes, my child. And you feel these light fingers brush across your face as though they're peeling your skin, and then all of a sudden, calm. You're once again on that plane with the red sky and the storm in the distance. And this time you can fully see the shadow crown floating beside you. It's a tall, elegant elven woman. Her feet don't touch the ground. Her robe trails off into wisps of mist. Above her float numerous gemstones in a crown that circles around her head. It's not an actual crown that she's wearing. It's just a number of gemstones of different shapes and sizes that circle her head.
Never thought I'd find this place preferable, but
You are welcome.
thank you.
Crimson lightning crackles in the storm on the distance.
What was that?
You have gone where you should not. You are brave and foolish. But you called to me. This was wisdom. I can protect you. I have protected you. Those others, they only seek to harm you. But I will never turn from you, my daughter. You can trust in me.
Ori wouldn't do that. Wouldn't hurt me.
So you believe. You will learn. Love is a fleeting thing. Desire even less permanent. All that lasts forever is grief.
I know that all too well. So now what?
It's time for you to wake up. Beware the storm. It is coming. And then you do wake up. And suddenly, this applies to all three of you.
Mhm.
The world is bright. It's not too bad for the lady inside the coffin, but the world is bright. Inside the coffin, you can see light trickling in through the cracks, like they're glowing slightly. But for Sounder and for Oriana, the world is bright. Light shines all around you. It's dazzlingly bright, difficult to just wrap your eyes around. And you look out over this beautiful white crested city. The train is slowly approaching, just like kind of limping along. There's nothing really propelling it anymore except its own momentum. It's just slowly coming to a halt. But then the rails kind of like dip down and it just kind of like goes a little bit faster down this downward slope. And you can see gulls and other seabirds flying past, crying out in peace. You can see pennants waving in the wind. There is a dragon circling over the rooftops, someone riding this dragon in a white tabard with a flag flying out behind it. The little girl standing next to Sounder says, "What's that?"
Dragon, I think.
"No, that." She's pointing out a big blazing thing in the sky, which you realize is the sun. It looks like the symbol of the Church of Eris. You don't see that from Nightside. You see a dim glow at the height of day. There's a glow, there's radiance, but you never see a sun exactly. Says that's really pretty.
Yeah. And I think that tickles some memory for Sounder, because Sounder didn't originate in this city, but the last time she probably saw the sun was when she was a little girl. Probably no older than that kid that's standing next to her.
Perhaps. Oriana, how do you?
God,
It is warm.
I don't feel like Ori's probably ever been to Dayside. So she's just like, what? Well, I mean, I guess first of all, she's checking on Sparrow.
There would be kind of a thump, thump, thump.
Yeah.
I would.
So it's just
very
kinda
much like to be let out
like,
now.
oh God. Are you okay?
All right, so yeah, the coffin is wrenched open.
Yeah.
Been better. But
I'm
I'm all right.
sorry. You were, and I didn't know, and then it was the only thing I could think of.
Do I still have that crystal, by the way, or is that gone?
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay. So I'm still holding on to that in one hand.
Yep.
What is that?
It's a trinket, nothing more.
You're
Bit of
holding onto it
security.
so hard that there's an indentation in your hand.
She'll slip it back into her pocket.
It seems like more than that.
Like your hand is bruised.
Can I can I do an untrained
Untrained Arcana?
Arcana?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, well, nope.
Your untrained Arcana result is that is magic shit.
Oh, cool. Oriana like looks at Sparrow dubiously.
It's Just something that helped me calm my mind. That's all.
Okay. I see.
You do still have that rod in your hand, by the way. Very evil looking scepter thing that Oriana is holding.
Where did you get that?
Found it in there before I put you in there. I don't know what it is, but
You've she'll look down and kind of like take in the coffin a little bit.
Mhm.
You found a strange coffin with an evil-looking rod inside and thought, that's a good idea. I'll take the rod out and throw her in.
in my defense, look around us right now.
She will look around a bit.
Where else is a place that would have sheltered you from the space? Notice I didn't have anywhere to go. I had to tough it out, but sure.
Sounder, the little girl tugs on your coat. Who are they?
Friends of mine.
Are they fighting?
A little. They do that sometimes.
Bickering off in the back.
A little.
Just like
Just they like each other, but they're kind of shouty about it. It's a whole thing.
I don't get it.
Me either, but
What's
it
that?
makes them happy.
She points back behind the train.
Oriana quickly puts the rod away somewhere.
What is back behind the train?
You see the rest of the train coming up on you very quickly.
We should probably leave, right? We should be leaving? Leaving.
Yeah, grab what you can that looks useful. And I guess we're jumping.
Is there
we still
anything
early?
else?
No, it all flew out of the train car into the city or the bay.
Well, let's hope that that rod is what our benefactor was after.
Do you really think we should give this to her?
Do you want to get paid? Because I would very much like to get paid.
I would way rather not have a device of unknown evil purpose that is practically radiating evil in the hands of a megalomaniac that is looking to take over the crime in the city. Because that sounds like a future problem for us. Whereas, you know, the art of being like, hey, the train car blew up because of this thing that you did not warn us of.
So the other train car is approaching you very rapidly.
Yeah.
We
with
can
a
have this
number of-
conversation later.
with a number of paladins
After the train wreck.
staring at you with their weapons drawn. They're like, ah,
Yeah, let's
ah.
go. Let's go.
And we go, I guess.
Yeah, you are low enough that you could dive into the bay. Although you'd be on this side of the divide.
Ooh,
We do what we have to, I guess.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Little
So-
miss, do you know how to swim?
Who do you ask that to?
The little girl.
No. What's that?
Yeah.
Is we're going
What
in the
is
water.
that? Like Oriana's just looking at the death
Look,
ball.
It's like yeah. Sparrow's just like, oh, bloody hell. And she'll just jump. She'll dive
Okay.
into the bay.
Ah.
She won't even wait. She'll just
So
Just
dive.
hang
I'm
on to me.
assuming
and
you
you'll be
four
fine.
leap off into the water.
Mhm.
Okay.
Just holding on to this kid because I guess undead child. I don't know. Maybe not undead. Confusion.
Well, she was staring at the sun and she didn't seem to be bothered.
Yeah. So I mean, we're
I
taking
mean,
this
other than
child.
staring at the sun, which you probably shouldn't do. So Anji,
I am I have all of the little trinkets and whatever tucked into interesting places, top of my boot, top of my stocking, pockets in my petticoat, whatever.
Yep.
So now I'm just trying to fit in with all of the other nervous people in the first class car. Oh no, we're about to survive a train wreck. To which newspaper shall I sell my story?
As she's leaping off, Oriana will send the message of like, here's a rough idea of where we should, reconvene.
Okay, yeah. And I'm just like,
Sounders
I'm just nodding. Okay.
gonna send the message of found child. Many questions. The stuff is in the lake.
So a paladin of Eris arrives into the passenger car, looking very sweaty and tense, and he says, "Please remain calm. The end has arrived."
By what do you mean, the end?
And Tarant, like a hand, closes around Anji's upper arm, and you see that it is Tarant with a few mimic acid stains on his body. And he says, "Come on."
Oh, well, look at you. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
And he hurls you, petticoats and all, out the open door that he has just opened, and then dives out after you.
And we're in dayside now?
Yes. But you were inside the car, so everything that you experienced through the gray was just out the windows, and it was this weird, interesting light show. But you were busy picking up, riches and stuff. So you and Tarant go flying out the car, just as it crashes into the forward car that is paused on the train tracks and derails, flying off, fortunately the other way, and smashing into the into the rocks on the other side of the bridge. So now you're falling, as is Tarant. He wraps his arm around your waist, and like he puts his hand and one foot against one of the posts that's holding up the bridge and slows your fall. This is one of those cool monk things. Trinkets are starting to fall out of your petticoats down into the water. And then he's like, wait, I got it. And then he loses it. And then you fall the remaining 20 feet and splash into the water.
This is not my idea of a nice morning.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Indeed.
You all right?
For certain values of all right, I suppose I am.
Yeah, you're all right.
It's rather bright out, isn't it?
That's dayside.
Indeed.
And then you swim to the shore, I guess.
I will do that begrudgingly. Like, this is not where I meant to wind up today. There was a method to staying on the part of the train that was stopping on night side. Like, let's be real. I don't want to be here right now.
Okay.
But I know where the rendezvous point is, and like Tarant can follow whatever. We're gonna pretend we never saw him. We're just gonna not tell Nelly he was ever here. So I'm gonna go find everyone else with what little bits and bobs I still have attached to me, pinned to me, tucked in my boots and what have you.
Okay. So I realize that it is now 8:26 and we have not taken a break of any kind.
Oh, we should do that.
And we should probably do that. So let's do that now, and we'll come back for just a little bit to kind of like lead us out. And then, yeah, so don't go away. We'll be right back in about 10 minutes.
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, it's a brand new day. On the South Coast,
back with a little bit more light because it's dayside now. Hey, amazing.
Hey.
So you reconvene on the shores below dayside. Dayside is mostly set into a rise, like a cliff, and then there are shores down at the bottom. There's some body of water here. I don't know that the map is detailed enough to tell us exactly what that body of water is, but there is body of water. Make a note of it, Allie.
Ah.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. And I was imagining that there was a chasm or a river or some sort of feature between dayside and nightside. People disagree about what it is exactly.
A delta.
Maybe it's a delta. Maybe it's a barrier. Maybe it's a wall. Who can
Fertile
say?
crescent.
You just passed through the barrier between the two worlds. And now you are in dayside, and it is so bright, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh,
Okay.
man.
I just imagine Oriana like cast like a little bubble of darkness around her head. Because I have the warlock feat that lets me see through magical darkness.
Yeah, I feel like even Sparrow, who has been here before, is just squinting a little bit.
Yeah.
So you all will notice that
What's
Anji
up?
doesn't even notice. Like nothing is different other than like the consternation at not having a parasol. Like
Okay, so let's get this one thing straight. How soon did you reconvene after Anji made her way out of the water?
I mean, I would have gone to find them immediately.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So are you still dripping wet and disheveled, or have you cleaned yourself up?
I mean, I am probably still a bit on the damp side, but at the same time, it's sunny and warm and cotton dries
That's true.
in the sun. And this was a traveling dress, so I probably would have taken my jacket off so it can dry like over my arm. But yeah, I am letting myself air dry, but I know how to air dry in this climate because I've been to this beach on purpose. So
Yes. So when you meet up with Anji, she looks comfortable. Like, yeah, I meant to look like this.
Just took a swim on purpose. It's fine.
Mhm.
entirely on purpose.
Tarrant is, he's constantly wearing black leather and stuff, and his hair is wet, but otherwise he seems, well, like Tarrant.
Where is
Bronze.
the source of the hellfire? Like, why is it so warm?
Son,
Yes, it's that.
It's the sun. It's
Yes.
always like this in dayside.
Eris herself.
Huh?
If you listen to the priest, Eris herself. Goddess
Well,
of
they, sun, moon, stars. They say she's all of them, so it doesn't really matter.
The fact is, you're in dayside, and this is what it's like.
No,
Yes, not
no.
quite the way I'd
Sorry.
envisioned first ever bringing you here, Ori.
Oh, first time. I'd say welcome, but let's get the hell out,
Yeah.
shall we?
Yes.
I thought maybe dancing, a few drinks, maybe.
Listen, I enjoy drinks and dancing as much as the next person, but not here, please.
Something about dayside not to your taste, your worship?
Literally everything about dayside is not to my taste.
The authorities don't take too kindly to hellfire either, Tarrant says.
Oh, I suppose that's true.
And
Well,
I don't think any of
not
us
pay
have dressed the part except,
attention.
well, Miss Perfect over there.
Which means there's a possibility I might be recognized, so let's get the hell out of here now.
Oh,
yes.
Ori's gonna cast disguise self to look like, normal human person.
normal human person.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear Ori describe what normal human person looks like.
So I imagine that she basically makes a human. Well, wait. Yeah, I guess because like she doesn't really know anything about dayside, so she just assumes it's humans. So I imagine she makes a dressed like in her mind a dressed down version of what Anji's wearing.
my
like,
outfit,
it's
but
like,
in a different color.
yeah. So it's like muted pinks, and there's like not as many frills, like perhaps like less bows.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Normal human person TM.
Exactly. My name's Norma Humana.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I've encountered that person before.
Mhm.
Hit her with a
It'll be
blow.
best if we get back to Nightside as quickly as possible. We do have
Agreed.
business to attend to.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Mm.
perhaps once we find someplace a little more secluded, we should have that discussion.
Yeah.
Like Smuggler's Cave?
Cave sounds great.
You have a smuggler's cave.
I don't have a Smuggler's Cave. I know a guy.
Of course you do.
Why are you here?
I
He
think
followed me, but then he saved my life, so I've sort of got to.
Now look,
All right.
I didn't crash the Doom train.
neither did we.
Technically,
Who's
technically
that?
speaking, we
Felder,
did not
you
crash
did-
the
The little
Doom train.
girl's like,
you
"Who's
seem
he?"
to have you've
Who
acquired
is
a child.
that?
You have acquired a child.
She's
I
been
have
making
acquired a
decisions, so-
child.
From whence have you acquired a child?
The second car.
I didn't know shifters reproduce that quickly.
No.
The founder's going to make the
Wait,
attempt to put
The
From-
child was
in the
Hang on. From the
passenger-
second car?
roll it up her sleeves.
aboard the train. The child was aboard the train, and now she
In a coffin.
followed you in a car.
See, the coffins are fine.
No, they're not.
I
Can
can
we do
only
this somewhere
imagine this
else?
is not what our mission was to acquire. Surely.
I have a sneaking suspicion it was something else, but again, let's go somewhere else that's private instead of doing this on the middle of a beach.
Smuggler's Cave, Tehran.
So-
Please lead the way.
So,
Can't believe I just
Yeah.
said that.
GM, quick question.
Yeah.
If we don't want to use Tarrant Smuggler's Cave, can I make use of my smuggler contacts?
You can, in fact.
Which probably incidentally overlap, but
They do.
Probably the same dude, but you don't know that yet.
While
probably.
Sounders flipping through their Rolodex.
Very soggy Rolodex.
Ori will message Sparrow with just like, do not tell Durant about the fraud.
She'll just kind of glance over.
Ori would just give like Sparrow that look of, I'm right. I'm right.
She'll just kind of do that little like, I know, kind of head tilt like that, like yes.
Is this going to be a thing? Durant says.
It's
Think
already
that
a
it
thing.
hasn't been a thing.
Okay.
Darling, you've missed a number of
Get up it.
memos. Keep up.
He walks over to Sounder. He says, "So I was thinking old Galliff,
No, not Gallup. Jimmy.
Jimmy. All right, Jimmy. He doesn't exactly owe me a favor, but we're not exactly on bad terms. So
Well, that's fine because he owes me a favor, a
Oh,
big
good.
one.
Perfect. Jimmy always has wine too. I kind of get the feeling that someone might need some.
Really.
Points his thumb back to Anji.
I'd also like to see about some healing at some point, but that can come later.
Does he do the little like copper flip trick with you too, Sounder?
No, he's always trying to do some other sleight of hand stuff. I don't know.
He's constantly
Is this-
trying to perfect his skill.
Is this
Anyway, they're having
relevant?
this conversation as you're walking along the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care what they talk about as long as they get us out of here. Please.
Why are you worried about being recognized, Anji? Like, aren't you famous?
That's it's a bit different here than it is on the other side, that's all.
How different?
mother and father and private cards and faces on wanted posters and milk cartons and such.
Oh.
And reward if found. Can we please
Okay.
get out of sight?
Yes,
What
yes, yes.
size
Please,
of
please,
reward?
Did someone
Sounder.
say reward?
Possibly not insubstantial, but that's really not relevant to the conversation at the moment.
Yeah.
Consider, not for now, but consider a proposition
Oh, for the love of...
for later.
I'm listening.
We send you home, we get paid, we break you back out.
I like
We
it.
split the money.
I am far too sober at this moment to have this discussion.
Fine, fine. Jimmy can
Someone-
fix that.
Someone get this woman a parasol.
Also,
And a drink.
I would like to veto that plan because that requires coming back here.
Thank you.
Does
I
it
like
require
her.
you to come back here?
Are we at the cave?
I am not going to vomit, I swear.
You do make it to the cave. I will, okay, we will pick up at the cave
Mhm.
next time.
Next time.
Aw.
So that's all the time we have for tonight. I have been Eric Scott to be the wrangler of these wonderful cats who are playing this really cool game here in Greymantle. Thank you for coming with us on this journey. Thank you for watching. We have sponsors. You can click on their things down below in the doobly-doo. And several of us have books that may or may not have come out recently. I should really grab one
You,
of those.
oh my word. Mine are in
God.
I
All
didn't
right,
bring my copies.
Distract them, Allie.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Alexander Pitchford. I am a writer, game designer, and tabletop streamer. Hey, go figure. And yeah, you can generally find me on Twitter at Lexi Phoenix. I also play in a game on Polished Cryptid stream Tuesday nights for me, Tuesday mornings for y'all stateside. And that is fun. I play there with Forda, and we have a blast. It is called The Wandering Menagerie, and it is enjoyable, I think.
Awesome. This is the book. Came out recently here. This is the book.
It's so good. It's so
Libations for the Dead. My Kickstarter was successful. Thank you all for backing. I appreciate it. Yay. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause because you got yourself a cool book. The superhero novel, dark and snarky. It's great. Anyway, Amanda.
Yes, once again, my name is Amanda Cherry. I'm an author of contemporary and historical urban fantasy, TTRPGs, and the occasional award-winning screenplay. You can find me online at Manda the Ginger on Twitter and TikTok. My website, thegingervillain.com, facebook.com/thegingervillain when I remember it's there. I also have had a book release not that long ago, co-authored with Eric Scott to be right there. I also got my hard copy of Libations for the Dead 2 days ago, and I had read it twice already, but I definitely came home and blew through it. You definitely want to get your hands on that. And we will have some more book release announcements kind of soon because our editor was up in my inbox today. So stay tuned.
That is definitely true. It's going to be fun. Forda.
Hi, I'm Forda. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Ko-fi at Fordaver. Other places with the dash, those places without, and some places at LexArts with 2 X's. I illustrate, play games, and in about 5 hours, we'll be on Polished Cryptid's channel.
And this is Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen, and I'm very excited to read the super cool new book.
It's so good.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I am Savage Pharaoh on the internet. SavagePharaoh.com is my super awesome website where you can find my nerdy apparel and accessories. Many of you who backed our awesome Pathfinder collection should be receiving stuff, and if you haven't received it yet, you will be very likely getting it as soon as I get home in a week. But like I think we shipped out like at least 70 something percent before we left. Why I haven't had a break yet. But yeah,
This woman is very tired.
I'm very tired. Please continue to check stuff out, and it's super good. Otherwise, I will be here as the Scrawler's favorite role-playing mercenary.
Thank you, everybody.
Mhm.
Greymantle will return. Until then.